just to dive in here, obviously, the world is a completely different world from when you guys were taping the show and from where we are here now. How are you guys enjoying quarantine, experiencing it personally and professionally, and how is that for each of you?
Well, for me, it's been really interesting because we have 4 restaurants that we had to close, during quarantine. I live in Maryland, just north of DC, with hopes that actually in the next couple of weeks and few days, actually our first restaurant will reopen. I've just been staying home, with friends and family and just cooking a lot at home. I've planted a big garden and just, that's it. Really, it's just been, it's been really tough. But I know it's tough on everyone. I've been doing a lot of online stuff and trying to do some classes here and there just to keep busy, but I just can't wait to get back in the kitchen and actually cook for my guests.
Totally.
Yeah, for me, my normal work life is dependent very heavily on events and real life events. So I had to sort of adapt my whole model of work to make it virtual. And so I've been hosting a lot of virtual cooking classes and experiences through Crowdcast or Zoom. And so it's been interesting to evolve everything, but it's so far it's doing well. I'm actually really enjoying it because it makes me feel connected to people, and I get to help make you become a better cook at home. And so yeah, I've been kind of enjoying it in a weird way.
Yeah. What about you, Stephanie? I'm sorry. I will be laughing this entire time about the fact that you were just somehow sitting above the Golden Gate Bridge in the clouds.
Just floating.
It's just the best thing I've ever seen.
You're like my home right now.
I can't. I don't know what.
I can answer for you, Stephanie. The greatest thing that came out of quarantine was my shitty little kitchen, which is Stephanie's online platform. It is absolutely amazing. If you're not following it right now, you have to be, because it's incredible.
Thing to come out of quarantine.
I think, well, I know. I think that's what's so funny is, like, I think the profession of a chef is so interesting, but can be kind of inclined for this weird climate, because you guys have been adapting so well. Like what you were just saying, Melissa, just having to pivot and doing all this online stuff, whether it is professional or whether it's more fun, it's obviously a very challenging thing, but I think if you're able to make it work, ideally, hopefully it makes you an even better chef in the long run.
Absolutely. So the thing that I've taken out of quarantine is that David and I got pre-approved for a mortgage because we learned that 2 grown humans can't have one bathroom. We've learned
you're learning just life lessons too, Stephanie.
He just went into the bathroom.
Itching for that.
It's his turn.
There can only be one in there.
It's literally rock, paper, scissors every morning. I'm like, oh
gosh. Well, here's what I would love to transition into talking about the show. Sam and I have been recapping the season and chatting with everybody. It's been so fun. This season the competition was obviously just unbelievable and insane. And you guys were put under some pretty strenuous circumstances in some of these cooks. I would love to hear from maybe each of you, if you can look back and point at maybe for you what the most difficult moment of the season was for each of you.
Do we have to narrow it down?
It's like the whole thing.
Yeah. It's not one challenge in particular. There's definitely cases throughout the entire season where it was difficult. Melissa and I might share one.
Restaurant Wars.
Oh yeah. Restaurant Wars was definitely tough.
Guys, I loved Restaurant Wars. That was
I'm sure you did, Steph.
We all look forward to, because it's actually really fun. Like, as stressful as it is, we have so much fun, bringing our concepts to life and working together as a team. But I think this year, there were some challenges for sure.
Yeah. Well, Restaurant Wars just as a viewer is so much fun, but I think that it is fun because of how difficult it is for all of you guys. So that's what makes it, I feel kind of selfish saying I love Restaurant Wars so much. Yeah. Some of those challenges this season were so much fun. Stephanie is now fully in the clouds.
She's our angel.
It up on the pillow.
Yeah, you're an angel.
I'm also sending my mom a picture because she's so excited about every single thing that I do.
I love it. I love it.
We love your mom. Stephanie, speaking of something your mom and I have in common, which is being so proud of you. It feels like your arc on the season was one of such progression. Were you sort of like, I mean, it was, you really blossomed. I mean, how did it feel to like pick momentum up like that? And do you feel like there was a specific moment where that you rounded the corner, or did something become the catalyst for that?
No, I was telling Bryan earlier that like all of a sudden we started dwindling in numbers, and I got a lot more confidence because there weren't so many people. It was a slow, aching arc, but one of the most exciting. All of a sudden I was just like, this is the shit. I was like, this is the most fun I could ever have. Nobody, you know, you think about it and you're like, there were 15, 16 of us out of the whole culinary world. You know what I mean? That's super exciting. And so I just tried to take it in stride and be like, nobody else gets to do this. It's really fun.
Well, it was such a pleasure to really see you blossom throughout the season. Bryan, I have a question for you. You know, you are such a meticulous, wonderful chef. I just have to ask you, do you ever just like make yourself a grilled cheese? I mean,
or a chicken parm.
Do you ever just get drunk and have easy mac or something?
Yeah, were you here for lunch earlier?
What'd you make?
I added ham to it. I had grilled ham.
Okay,
that's fancy.
Does that work?
That's like a croque monsieur or something.
Was it from Parma? Did you sneak some back?
Yes, I flew it in. Yeah, it came on the last plane. No.
Every other day would make a batch of guacamole with like 20, 25 avocados. So
really, okay,
fed us through the entire season.
This plays into one of my biggest Top Chef questions. Like Stephanie was just saying, it's this group of grown adults who are some of the best chefs in the country, if not the world. I want to know what it's like inside that house. Who is cooking breakfast? Who's making
Melissa?
Bryan.
Bryan.
So you two. So maybe that's.
We did a lot of cooking. It was shared. Nini, she was the lead baker. She made all the pies. That was definitely amazing. There's a couple grill nights.
I slept through the whole thing.
You slept through the whole thing. We woke you up for each meal. We made sure.
I was not that interested. I was like, oh.
Well, I would imagine that like when you're cooking all day, the last thing you kind of want to do is come home and cook. I guess that's your life. You guys are used to that, but you're under such high pressure that like, I'm sure you want to come home and just like have a peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, I mean, tying into your question, you know, it's very true. I mean, when you're cooking, you know, in restaurants, in people's homes, or, you know, R&D, whatever it is you're doing as a chef, to then come home, you want it to be a complete departure from your day. It becomes more simplistic for sure. You know, grilled meats and, you know, over salad, grilled cheese, just like you said. You know, the easiest things sometimes become the most delicious and simple to prepare. Just you know, make life easy. And Melissa's guacamole is the shit.
It's so good.
What's the secret, Melissa?
My secret is you need to take the citrus, like you juice all the lime, and then you have to marinate the onions and the garlic, lots of garlic, but kind of mash it up, you know, like with a mortar if you have that. But you gotta let it marinate. It almost pickles the onions so that you don't eat, you know, like a big piece of raw onion. So that's a big tip.
Okay, that is valuable information, actually. I also feel like the secret is to not live in New York, which is where I live, and like have trash avocados.
You gotta come out to LA, Sam.
I know. I can't believe I like set myself up for that one.
Well, no one to blame but yourself.
Yeah. No, it is like really funny to think about, you know, after challenges and after these quick fires, you know, are you guys tasting each other's food? Are you trying each other's dishes and like giving each other's feedback? And if you are, was there one dish out of the season that was super memorable, obviously aside from any of like Malarkey's ice cream experiment, that you really, really loved?
I gotta say, I had a lot of opportunities to try Steph's pastas, like for the Michael's challenge and the one in Italy, the ragu, and like I was blown away. I just ate that for lunch.
Melissa,
I swear.
So cute.
It was so good.
That's so sweet.
What about you, Stephanie?
So my favorite memory of the whole Top Chef thing was when my husband David came on the show for the jarring can thing. I tried to forget. Mine wasn't so good.
Yeah.
But David looks at me. We're cooking. He comes into the kitchen and he looks at me and goes, "Is that Bryan Voltaggio?" And I literally looked at David and I was like, "Shut it the fuck down." I was like, "You're at a 10, drop it to a 4." I was like, "That's Bryan."
But Bryan, that happens to you all. That happened to you throughout the season, Bryan. You walk into these rooms. I mean, so we go to summer camp. Yeah.
And Melissa's the fanciest.
But Bryan,
David also fell in love with Melissa.
But only one of us is currently in the clouds, Stephanie, and that is you.
I really don't know how to get rid of it.
Why would you?
Don't even try.
It's perfect, Stephanie.
It's great. Something I wanted to bring up specifically to you, Melissa, that I know Sam and I have been very appreciative of is recently how vocal you've been about Pride on social media. Whether it's through merch or food or classes, whatever. It's been so great to see that. And then I think, folding that into the story that you were able to tell with your dad, in this past episode, it's so emotional and so lovely. What has been the motivation behind that? Because I think we've seen you, much like we were saying about Stephanie, kind of really blossom and come into your own. It's been so beautiful. What's the experience been like to really be pushing that?
I mean, you mean like pushing, just kind of accepting myself?
Yeah. I mean, you seem so fully realized.
Yeah, I think that my first season, I mean, I was a much younger chef, and I think I matured a lot since from the experience, just really finding my own voice, being proud of who I am, and, being very out and open on television was a whole nother thing, because I at the time was only out to my parents and like my sister. And I had not really told extended family. So, watching the Boston season was sort of that first time where, the world's kind of discovering me. And moving forward from that, I was getting a lot of messages from people. I even just got one today from a 14-year-old trans kid who just said how it just means so much to them to see someone like me in the queer world representing them on television. So I think just like hearing real life stories from people is what really made me feel I need to continue to use my voice. And yeah, I'm a chef, but I have this platform, and why not use it for things that are important to me and communities that are important to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, we applaud you for that. It's been really, really lovely.
Yeah, it's so lovely to see a chef using their platform to help other people in that way. Quick left turn, Stephanie. I know. I know you won a trip. Yeah, these are all great answers, guys. I know you did win a trip to the Tokyo Olympics, which are famously canceled for famously canceled for like, I don't know, a year. Is there like a replacement prize? Are you going to Tokyo just for fun? Do you need someone to go with? Okay.
Do you want to come with me?
Yes, I have nothing going on.
Done. I'll just knock off my husband. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
You need to take care of that.
So hopefully next year. I was like, if you guys just want to give me like the cash amount that this trip is worth, like,
there you go.
I can kind of get down with that. They didn't respond.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was not a thing that they responded to, and I was like, come on. I hope.
But I saw you got the flag.
Yeah. Do you know that cost me $16 on Amazon?
Oh, you bought it? I thought they said
I bought it. Oh no!
I thought you got like a care package with like your tickets and.
No, I've got my Trolls dolls, but
yeah,
Stephanie,
you got a lot of questions about the Trolls dolls.
Yeah, I have to say, Sam and
I don't know how to.
We were talking this morning. Oh no, she's descending from the clouds.
Guys.
We were talking this morning. We were very interested about what happened to all the Trolls merch.
They are currently stuck in my window. And if I knew how to do Zoom, I would flip it so you guys could see it. It's like a Trolls doll suffocating between panes of glass.
Okay.
I love that.
Sure.
That's
And I'm still like kind of into the Legos that we got sent. Like I think that could be a thing that I'm gonna do.
Totally.
But I
It's
also
not
might.
now when.
Wait, but so Stephanie, are you the only one with Trolls merch, or Brian and Melissa? Do you
No,
guys have any
Brian's
Trolls
got 'em.
dolls?
Mine
Oh
are
yeah,
in
we
my
all got it.
house in San Francisco. I've been quarantining in LA, so I'm sure when I get home there'll be a huge basket of trolls.
To have that,
Melissa,
to have
you
that,
are.
to have that to look forward to.
My kids have already destroyed them all. So
Yeah,
it's-
I was gonna say. I'm
Amazing.
sure that I do have to ask. Maybe I'll ask this question to you, Brian. What was it like to be in the presence of Champagne Padma?
Oh, that was amazing. Yes, and Stephanie, thank you for that. It was
My favorite
perfect to recognize. She was
Yeah.
she was relaxed, I think, and it was a good challenge because John Waxman was there too, and they had a lot of fun. And I think that the whole thought of us traveling to Europe and going to this finale, it enlightened the challenge a little bit. So Champagne Padma was came out. It was perfect.
She was amazing.
She needs to make a cameo in our Boys to Men video.
I know she does.
I think had she known what we have done, she would have been there.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Oh God! I mean, it was just watching that. I mean, I'm
Over and over and over again.
Just
My
amazing.
dad has watched it 50 times.
Same with my
He
mom.
thinks it's the funniest thing he's ever seen.
Really?
He
Well,
loves it.
What I'm curious. I mean, what is your process, you guys?
You're asking me how many of the words I really know to the song? Is that what you're asking?
We're asking you to perform it right now.
Which is only a
On
few.
my Instagram.
Yeah. But I'm curious about your process for watching the episodes. Do you sit down at home with family, or are you kind of like huddled in a corner, like, oh God, what did I do? What did they say? Yeah. What's the process like?
For me, it's been very different this time because the last 2 times my restaurants were open. And so we typically had, it airing at the restaurant, and I was cooking, and, we're talking to guests, and, friends and family would come and watch with me. So I'm it's just different this time for everyone, I think. And, I'm glad it was there for everybody because it gave everybody kind of a break. And I think, a lot of people attach themselves to the show this season more than any, from what I hear. But yeah, I'm just, sitting at home with my family and just watching it, and obviously on social media, watching the comments. And that's it, really.
Brian, I clap back at everybody that says something mean to me or
Yes.
about you or about Melissa. I'm like,
Thank
shut
you.
it down.
What would they
Shut it down.
what could they possibly have to say mean about any of you three?
I haven't gotten a lot.
That's because they get deleted before.
Yeah. Stephanie's like contacting
you
the
for-
moderator.
My go ask.
Yeah, Stephanie's the social
Nini's
media.
the best at trolling back at people.
Oh,
so
yeah.
she'll
She's amazing.
text the whole crew, and we call her Meanie Nini.
Nini.
A little internet troll and trolls the trolls.
It's good to know that you guys are all in a giant Top Chef group chat. That makes my heart a little bit warm.
Oh yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
can we join?
Yeah. And also, here's my phone number.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say on behalf of Sam and I both, it's been such, I think like what you were just saying, Brian, it's been such a really fun season to watch and such a really wonderful thing to look forward to in these times right now where we can't go to restaurants, we can't go eat fancy food, but we get to watch you guys make it. And that was really, really fun. And so thanks. And we're excited for the finale. Believe me, we wish you all the best of luck. I won't try to get any dirt out of any of you. But yeah, thanks for such a fun season. And, knock on wood, once things are back up and running here, we'll, Sam and I have to make visits to all of your spots and see you guys in person.
Love to have you. I can't wait.
I'm a very nice person.
Yeah,
I don't have a spot, but I'm a very nice person.
Well, no, we're all.
We'll meet at Brian's.
There's plans in the works. We're all going to be cooking together somewhere at some point.
Okay.
That
You
sounds
can-
great.
We have to.
Well, I would love to just come hang out and play with the trolls, Stephanie. I mean,
I got him. And no kids to give them to. They're
There
there.
you go. Here we are. Thanks so much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
good luck getting down, Stephanie. Travel safe.